And the first thing he's gonna try is to lift me up. See, I just stand up, he lifts me up. Even here, it's not that easy just to throw me. It's not that easy, because often I put your back to the feet. So pretty much what he has to do, you will have to lift me up, see, and then start kicking your legs away. If he manages to kick your legs away and flip you, even then it's hard. So when they do lift you up please, you can always hook his leg here. See? Now you're not gonna go anywhere. Keep your hip extended. See, and now try to lift me up higher. You can try to push your hip backwards. So make it like a hinge. Feel the difference?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do here is to push my ass backwards. Again, you're a bit at his mercy here. If you cannot bring yourself down, you made a mistake before. Lift me up, please. So lift me up. You hook your foot. Keep your arms inside. You can already start making his grips tighter. Now, by extending myself here, I get space to put my arms inside. So all I want to do, only have full arm extension. So relax, please. Tight. To get the arms free. See? If I start to press with my arms, if I'm strong, I might manage. But it's easier to bring yourself away. Keep your arms a bit like in a frame. And then keep pushing using your abs to get them down. Yeah? That's the idea. Then I put pressure, see, and then I put my hip forward and I start opening the grip with my hip and my frame. Now, if he's already gripping, it's not really easy to get my hands in straight away. So I'm just trying to get my hands close initially, just the bottom of the hand. He starts to lift me up. See, you hook your foot. See, at this point, you try to lift me up higher. See, I keep tension on my foot, and I start to extend myself to get my hands inside, and then I start to bend my hip already. So lift me higher. Here, just keep lifting me higher. It's quite hard, yes, you see. So then when he relaxes, eventually he gets tired. I put my foot on the floor. I keep in. Put your head backwards, now you start to walk forward and rotate already. And this is when you start working that grip. I try to use this hand here, see so if you set it on the left side, I use my right arm and try to apply my thumb inside. Here. Once you have that, get your own grip, your own wrist, you start working your hip forward. Once that is loose, I switch my grip. Keep tight with it, see? And that is my goal, to get this one open. I can clear this one eventually, and with good timing sort of roll around. Got it? So what is the mission now? You're going to start here. He's going to lift you up. Arms inside. Hook the leg. Here, stay. Keep lifting me higher. Try to throw me. It's not easy. Keep me there. At the same time, you start working your hands inside. Keep lifting me. When you're quite happy with your grip, usually a thumb inside, then you start putting pressure on your arms. Keep tight here, please. I know it's not easy. That's why I choose you're strong. So I'm putting tension on my leg. Put pressure on my hip. Now, and I start putting my foot up as I push my hip down. I'm trying to pull his knee to his nose as a matter of speech. You try to lift me higher, you cannot really do that. And eventually they feel there's nothing to gain here, and I start to put you down. Boom. And start to walk and rotate in. You go sideways. This is slow motion. And little by little you bring your outside arm inside. You put it here. And now keep tight this here. And this is a long battle. Put pressure on your head. And it's my hip. It's also break that grip. Once it's clear, you switch your grips, keep tight. And this is where you end up. And now it depends where he walks, which side I will go. If he walks this side, my rotation will go this way. And if he walks the other side, see, then my rotation goes the other side. But more about that later. Okay? So let's try this part. But very important, this is both for safety, for you and for your partner, to not do everything at the same time. You have to think, look, imagine he's not ready, that he's like a bad back or something, and everything at the same time, then he gets like, you can hurt him. At the same time, it's less effective if I do everything at once. It's more effective if I put pressure on my leg first, and then start slowly to bend forward. And I'm trying to keep tight here, he's pushing his hip forward, and I'm trying to bend his hip. That's what I'm trying to do. So try to lift me up, go. See, it's very hard. And the longer he has to do this, the more tired he gets. And you listen to his breathing, that helps all. At the same time, you work your grips inside, keep tight. Very important. Then what I said was to shift your level and to start rotating. And here you start opening the grip, and that's good. See now, what we're going to do from here, now the next fight, you're going to hold my hip bone and close your elbow on this side. Yeah, good. And I'm allowed to have this grip in my hand. You're still allowed to hold my hip. So you have a few styles of wrestling. And in freestyle wrestling, what Israel teaches, it is allowed to do this grip, to go fully around the waist. In folk wrestling, you're only allowed to do this. You're not allowed to close. Well, why? Well, one reason could be it's more spectacular, because there is way more scrambles and it goes way faster over and over. And you could say it makes the art less efficient in a way. That is maybe true. Yeah? But on the other hand, it also forces you to be like this is always there. So it's if you get a grip like that, you can always get that. So it's very valuable to be able to fight with this. So if you fight with a tinier guy, you can keep your elbows closed. That's very good. But imagine you fight with like a really big guy, you cannot really go around. So then you need this. Or all those times where you start to open your grip. Open my grip, please. When to squeeze it open, I still have this. So you're gonna learn to fight from here. And this is definitely an upgrade. But not to the extent if you open complete your elbows. Grab my elbow, please. Like your elbow behind my elbow. Yeah? This could also be a problem if you overexpose your elbows. I'm not going to go too deep into it right now, just know it's not a good idea. Yeah? So what are we going to do now? He's going to go for, so you imagine this, I was able to pry the grip open. And now he's going to exaggerate his grips. So always exaggerate and close your elbows. Yeah. Put your ear more here. So I'm going to, as a partner, I want to adjust it a little bit so he gets a good grip. Close your elbows, squeeze your elbows together. Yeah, good. Yeah. So we don't want to squeeze it as hard as you can. That's it. Put pressure on your head. Very good. And I'm going to rotate a bit and I'm going to try to get this open. My goal right now is to open this. See, keep that grip. Try to get out. At the very least, get back in wrestling stance, which is something like that. It can be neutral also. That depends. It's a bit preference. Yeah. And his goal is to close my waist again. Now we're going to let's play some games around this position. So your goal is to close the grips again and stay here. Maybe even lift me up. You're not going to smack down yet. Yeah. Now, so anytime I get over here, and this is what I call mirroring always. Look, it really depends. It's really important which side that I go. Yeah. If I'm here, and he starts to walk this way, go. And I now try to go that side. See, I run into his hand and he can close again. And then I will lose. See, the same thing happens. See, if I start to walk that way and he also starts to walk this way, then, okay, maybe I get out, but he still has his head inside my neck and he still controls the distance. Maybe he can still hug. Hug me, please, body lock, hands together. And this is only slightly an upgrade from what I had before. So for you, it's important to keep walking away. Keep tight, please. Keep walking away. So you strip that grip away. And he starts to go this way. Go. I walk the same side to keep that pressure. If I start to walk away now, I'll give it back again. So he picks the side. And you have to insist on that side. And whenever he switches, see, I go here, go in, please, go in. And he switches, it goes away, I chase, and then you go the other side. Understand what I'm saying? Or no? Just like this, he is here, don't touch me. He walks this way. I go in, he goes the other side. I keep going, and then I change. Because if he goes, go this way. So I go in also, he starts to walk, and I turn too soon, I just give him my back. So the timing is very important there. Okay? If it's hard, then start slow and then gradually build up the resistance. Let's go. This question was when I'm here and you control my hip, okay? And which side do I turn to? Whatever next. Look, in Jiu-Jitsu, I often hear, Wim, I always feel like one step too late. Well, if you move first, you will always be one step too late. Well, yes and no. Keep your elbows closed, please. I definitely have to act in that way, but if I'm going to start to rotate there and he starts to walk away from me and then I switch and he switches again, you're always going to be one step too late. So the trick is to keep your pressure and make him choose first. You're going to pick a side. When he starts to go here, it's a new begin. So here, I control his head, so keep putting pressure, and if we can start going for an elbow. Am I in a good spot here? Well, I cannot really take him down, but here can he grab my leg, please? He try to take me down. It's not that easy. Here, as long as you control this. Should he go to my back, for example, keep walking. I like to do stuff like that, where you keep his arm. And some people will say you give your back. No, eventually, maybe, yes. You will end up getting choked, but it's definitely that. So it's always rotating, and a good tip I like is to, whenever you get here, is to try to put your forehead in his neck. See, once you control this and you're centered, see, here, like, grab your arms around me. The arms are not relevant here. It's most important because this controls the distance. So the head is more important than where your arms are, if you do that. Yeah? So that is more if you go to that side of the technique. Yeah? So now, once I control his hip here, so what is the problem? What is he going to use to open my grip? He's going to use his hands. Yeah? So it'd be very good if I could find a way that he cannot use his hands. What could that be? Yeah? So one could be if you manage to trap his arm. That would be very great. Yeah. Now, it's also kind of hard if he gets the hand out. If too low, he gets the hand out again. If it's too deep, then he can sink and get underneath. So it has to be right on the correct spot. And this is definitely good. Once you control that, you got to bring him to the floor on that side. You start to rotate and maybe you can bring him down. Now, it's not that easy to trap an arm like that. So I'm going to tell you instead is this. In general, it's a very good idea in Jiu-Jitsu when they get their hands to the floor. So now we're going to, instead of starting from there, so try to get there, we're going to start from there. So you're going to put your both hands on the floor. Okay? And it's just like in yoga, the downward facing. So I'm going to show it actually first, like a side plate. So you want to be with your hands on the floor here. How is position called in wrestling? I have an idea.
Referee position.
Standing up is referee position. This is referee position. Yeah. With the kids, I call it the puppy pose. And this is the big dog. I don't know how you call this in wrestling, but for me, at this moment, this is the position to beat here. And I think it's very interesting. Now, look, whenever, Matthias, come here, please. Imagine my shoulders are here, yeah? And I'll just push my hip forward. This will start to happen. He will face plant. So you will make that mistake. So as a partner, do not rush forward and don't push don't punish your partner for making a mistake. Okay? So how do we fix that? It's by doing it like in yoga a little bit. Wait. See, by pushing your shoulders backward. Now in yoga, it looks like this. If it's kind of not perfect, but so in wrestling you can put your legs a bit more open and even bend your knees a bit. So now push me, please. I have to make sure. See, push me forward. Push. Yeah, I can do that. I can walk. As long as my shoulders don't go past my hands, I'm pretty okay. Yeah. So I try to give pressure back. And then my idea here when I start to push to get my feet underneath my base, see? Go into like a squat, sort of walk back up, and then get your hips free again. So what are we gonna do now? He's gonna start with his hands on the floor, spread his legs open. You're gonna grab his hip, see? And I'm going to try to push him forward. Relax a bit, please. If he relaxes and falls forward, good, then we go to turtle. That would be an upgrade. And next technique will be from here. And go back, please. Put your hands up on the floor again. Push your ass backwards. Yeah. Here. So I push forward, so you have to push your hip backwards. In other words, you have to get, ideally, you get your shoulders straight, and a part of it is flexibility. And then look up. Now, shoulders down, head up. If you're not flexible, then take yourself a chair at your house and start to do this stretch. Yeah. Keep your legs a bit more straight. Yeah. Ideally, your heels are on the floor. You can put your legs a little bit wider if you like. It's probably a little bit. I don't know what the default would be. There's probably some leeway how far and how small, but definitely not together. Yeah. And then you have to think. Your grips here is not interesting because your elbows are exposed. So here you're pretty much forced a bit to go inside those hips and twist. And for me, it's like central we can push, but anywhere you would rotate, you're a bit too late. So I want to exaggerate, twist back, and I will pick a side. And you can start to push. So I start to pivot and push. And now he has to fight his way back up and try to get my grips. There is more things he can do, but we're gonna start here, and he's gonna try to walk back, get to a squat. See? Good, so try to get there. Put your elbows on your knees. Yeah, put your head up straight. Lower your hip. Yeah. If you get your hip on the floor, go hip down, please. You can also do the hip heist we did today in that direction. Walk forward. So there is a way to win. Stop, please. Yeah, good. There's a way to win by getting back up, and there's a way to win by going forward and twisting there. Got that? So that's what we're gonna try to play now. So in other words, you play here. For now, start by trying to get up. If the person on top is everything correct on top, you should not be able to get back up, and that's also good. Okay? Let's try. Please go. So a few things you can also play with. So, anyone who ever heard of Sakuraba?
Yeah.
The Gracie hunter. He got famous with doing this. Look, so get hands around. He always gave his back to the Gracie and get the arm here. Relax a bit, please. And I used to dig for kimuras here. And it's the exact same thing. Huh? And do I recommend giving your back to go there? Well, no, but if you're super good in this, of course. So that's the cool thing with Jiu-Jitsu. He's on my back. Like imagine he's on my back and he's on top. Don't top me. But I have the good grip. Technically, I'm winning the fight. And why is that? Because now, okay, I can predict what he's gonna do. So you rotate to this side, it gets worse for you, you see? Go the other side, then it gets better. So now I know what he's gonna do. Once you control the grip, you know what he's gonna do. And that's pretty much it. If you get the superior grip, then you can control the fight. What else can you play with? You can play with the elbow grip. If you cannot get that open, you can play with the Kimura grip. You can play with this and the hip heist together. You could start to play later with those head grips. Even go, not fall on your face, even go all the way down. What I gave in the Nogi class today, for example, was we did go north south, please. We did north south chokes today from the person on top choking me, but like also on bottom you can play chokes from here. So that leads into the same game. Another thing, if you're more of a wrestler, so control my hip, please. You can relax a bit. You can start to hunt the leg. You can start to, don't move, you start to pivot inside, hunt the leg, it goes to the other side, and you switch side. So, for example, I really like to play like that, hitting legs here. That makes it super fun. So right now, pretty much any time you get swept or you get your guard passed, the common way jiu-jitsu has always been going underneath, please. So it's a pass. You should try to play your guard, and it's pretty much because you recover your guard that he can squash you down, and then he will press your guard. You can only press your guard if you play guard. So anytime they start to press my guard, my first concern is not to recover my guard, putting it to my belly, and then actually try to stand up. And if I cannot stand up because he presses me down, then I will play guard out of misery. And sometimes I pull guard because it's also fun to play guard and to play that. But if you can stand up, the more higher you get, the more space you have to get your guard inside. That teaches you a lot. And also, look, anytime he passes your guard, see, that's my guard here, and I'm already backside. And I turn now back in, I get squashed in the middle. And that is the worst thing. For me, that's the worst thing to fight when bringing any foot on the floor. So I prefer, when I pass my guard, always to try to give my back even. You're not giving your back, you're showing your back, and yes, you still fight for it. It's really not easy. And this is a very, very important thing you should learn straight from the beginning. Like we always learned, like a blue belt never loses to a white belt. They told us a million years ago. And the guard is good. No, the guard is not good. The guard is good because people did not know how to fight against guard. And now everybody knows a little bit. So and then you can fight back up. Now, if you're lighter, it's very hard to do wrestling against stand-up guys. So the lower you go, the less explosive the game gets. So from here, I saw Chris doing this from the beginning already. It was super good. That's also what I do when I fight with good wrestlers. I don't want to get suplexed backwards. So to limit the risk, you go down right away. Now what do you do with your grips? If I do this, see, then he can teleport to my neck and have to be very wary for chokes. So if you're here, you control those arms, you keep them tight. Maybe even get an elbow. See, and now try to choke me, please. Go for it. See, now he's also stuck. I'm not stuck on bottom of him. He's stuck on top of me. Also. So here I'm holding this, and now you're gonna do the hip heist or the limbo or whatever you call it. And it starts by, if you control here, you can freely extend your neck. Why is it important to extend your neck? Because you're gonna keep tight, please. You're gonna start raising your hip. If I bend my neck and he pushes a little bit forward, and now I aggressively push my hip, I'm gonna destroy. It's like the same thing as we did in the week with the stack. I'm pushing from there. That's a guaranteed hernia in 10 years. And then your doctor says jiu-jitsu is not good for you, and because you did it wrong. Not our doctor, but some doctors say that. So you increase your elbows, and you start by raising your neck here high. Close your elbows, and then you start to walk. When the elbows go open, see here, you see your lift. Now, I like to stay here. I like to extend myself. And then you choose which side. The same thing if you rotate. So usually I try to rotate. In this case, I would go there. So put your head up, please. Here I would try to go here first. And on the other side, see, you can rotate there. But here is a higher chance to go my back first. So I prefer, if I have to choose, relax a bit, please. I like to go up, see, and go towards the head first. first, and you play from that one. And then we're full circle with the techniques you did 3 weeks ago. Yeah? Well, I still have to add, and then we're gonna roll. Put on your ass, on your butt, please. This is to stop also. Whenever you're here, this is not a good grip, because just roll to your turtle, please. Here, I will get flipped off. Just try it later, yeah? So here, pretty much the best grip is this. And one of the worst things to do here is to try to put both hooks inside, because it will just jump over. Roll to your knees, please. And this is a pretty hard battle. In general, try to get the person's head back on the floor, just taking explosivity away. And he will give maybe his back, but try to go for top control. So now, last part of the drill, and then we do normal roll. Stand up, please. You're gonna get my back. We're here. You can pretty much do everything else with this game we played. You close your elbows, do the walk, 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 and try to go to your butt. This is called the panda pose. Okay, keep this closed, head backwards, start to walk. So now his game becomes, what can he try to play here? He can try to get his chin over my shoulder, and then he has to time it right to slowly let go of the grip. Walk backwards, please, and try push your head forward now. You can squash me here. And sometimes you have to tap there. So even north-south is a pretty good outcome for him on top, depending on where my arms are. Or, go back please. You can start when I hip heist, push my head back forward. More. Okay? And try to put your hooks in from here. And then maybe fall to one side. And now go with your arm over my shoulder. That's also a game you can play. But again, the best strategy to do is to wait until he overcommits and you get something. Okay? And for my job here, I have to try to get my hip out, to try to get back up, just turn around and be safe. Okay? Let's try this. Go. And so let's